I'm trying to wait till I see the graduates.
Yeah, they're on their way because they said a minute ago they were coming. I've got my usher up. They're not very good. I also have all
There they are.
7 o'clock.
Look who's coming at 7.
What a beautiful evening to celebrate our graduates. To uphold the integrity and sincerity of this event, we ask that you please find a seat and also silence your cell phones. Would everyone please stand? Please be seated. I am Principal Robin McCoy, and on behalf of the students and staff of Marshall County High School, I welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Tonight, we come together as a united Marshall County High School. Our families, our graduates, their teachers, and our local community. All of us joining together to celebrate this very special event. As we prepare to honor our graduates, it's imperative that we first show gratitude to our families. They have played the most important role in the lives of our graduates. I ask that all of our Marshall County High School parents please stand. Let's join together to show them our appreciation. Next, we'd like to honor the educators who have cared for our seniors by preparing them up until this very day. If you are either a current staff member or a retired member of the Marshall County Schools, please stand. Thank you for your dedication to the students in front of us. Now, it is my honor to introduce the members of the Marshall County Board of Education. Chairman, Mr. Randy Travis, please stand. Mrs. Darla Doss, Mrs. Mary Beth Riggs, Mrs. Amy Wagner, and Mrs. Ladonia Williamson are currently attending their annual training. We appreciate everything they do on behalf of the students of Marshall County. And finally, our platform party. Assistant Principals, Mrs. Leah Beth. Mr. Brian Harper. Mr. Brent Lovett. Mr. Scott Pullen. Athletic Director, Mr. Mike Johnson. And Superintendent, Mr. Trent Lovett. At this time, I would like to invite our senior, Ethan Morgan, to the podium to give our first senior address.
Thank you, Ms. McCoy. Families, faculty, and fellow classmates of the Marshall County High School class of 2021. My name is Ethan Morgan, and it is my genuine pleasure to have been selected to speak to you today. As I look over this group, I'm reminded of all the good, the bad, and the unforgettable that we have been through. When I think of all the previous classes who have walked across this stage, I'm unable to find a group that is comparable to that of ours. From tragedy to construction to 3 principals, virtual semesters, and one-way hallways, none have quite had the experience we have had. We have seen the worst, yet what sets us apart from the rest is our ability to bring out the best. We have faced 4 years of unpredictability, yet we have always made the best of it. As I reflect on the time we have had in high school, I'm reminded of the many things that have made our high school experience unforgettable. From the weekly freshman year fights, teachers' mobile classrooms, to John Ruark tackling the Christmas tree sophomore year. We truly have had an experience that no one else has, but we made it. We made it through the uncertainty and the unusual circumstances and have become a class that will forever be remembered at Marshall County. As we sit here today, we are on the brink of beginning the next chapter of our lives. We will begin the next phase of memories, success, hardships, and life. Sorry. As we leave here today, some of us will remain in Marshall County, and some of us will travel far. Some of us will head to a university to further our educational careers and pathways. Some of us will head straight into the workforce. Some will attend trade schools, and some will continue their already outstanding athletic careers. Yet wherever we go, or whatever we do, never take for granted the relationships and connections you have made at Marshall County High School, for they are some of the greatest you will ever have. As we prepare to leave here today and start the adventure into the unknowns of our lives, it is nearly impossible to leave you with some concluding piece of advice to take with you into the world. Is it to remain humble, to never take life for granted? Is it to have fun? Always work your hardest? There are so many valuable things we must take with us as we leave here today and begin our journeys. Yet I believe that if I were to leave you with one piece of advice to carry with you, it would be better suited using the words of the late Cullen Brown. Cullen was a University of Kentucky golfer, a Lyon County native, and valedictorian of the class of 2018. Cullen was tragically taken from us too soon after his year-long battle with osteosarcoma bone cancer in August of last year. He left these words with his class during his valedictorian speech, and I cannot think of a better piece of advice than this. So today, I will leave you with those same words. Keep good people close and the Bible closer. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome DJ Stover to the podium.
Well, class of 21, we did it. And I don't mean that in an anti-dramatic, boring way. I mean, we actually did it. We made it. I guess you could say we had the full high school experience, too. 4 years of dedication, hard work, and yes, even maybe some tears finally paid off. Now, I'm not going to say it was easy or if any of it was easy, because it wasn't. We were dealt with what it seemed like the impossible, but when it all seemed too dark to continue or to see, and when we all felt too weak to continue, we never did give up. We never did just throw our hands in the air like we never did care. We didn't. I didn't. And now look where we are. We're sitting minutes away from getting out of here and becoming MCHS alumni. To some, maybe you don't want to leave or get out of here, and I feel that. Weeks before tonight, there were plenty of moments where the thought of leaving the place you might have called home, or the place you might have loved the most, was unbearable or even scary. There was so much that I loved about MCHS, the staff, the classes, the students, and my friends. And I'm not gonna lie when I say that I'm gonna miss it. I made the greatest memories, have found amazing friends and teachers, and learned a lot from my classes, and many of you could say those too. But for others, maybe you're ready to get out of here and go on to live your life. And trust me, I've also felt that. There were also moments where I just wanted to do my work, get my diploma, and leave. Maybe you didn't have the experience you wanted. Or maybe other things happened that changed your mindset. But both of those scenarios are okay to feel or think, and it's normal. I was nervous when I found out I was going to be speaking tonight. Well, nervous is an understatement. I was never good at public speaking, or was never great verbally. But even my thoughts of anxiousness or scaredness, I wanted to make sure this speech was a good speech, and that I could empathize and feel with you all. I wanted to come up here and spill out my emotions because maybe some of you feel the exact same way. We are all different, of course, but maybe tonight, maybe everybody is feeling the exact same thing. I'm not going to stand here and talk mostly about all the positive and good things that came out of these 4 years. While there were plenty of those moments, we also encountered and persevered through the hardest there ever was. These past 4 years, it also felt like there was something going on, and there was. Freshman year, while we were still young and immature, and yes, we all were, we were forced to go up and come to terms to reconcile with what happened on January 23rd, 2018. It affected us all, in some more than others, but in some way we were taken back and shook. And I'm not going to lie when I say it felt nearly impossible to say or do anything afterwards. It's unimaginable, but it's true when they say there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It might have come sooner or later for us as for each person, but eventually we got there. We stood up as individual, as friends, as a class, as a school, and most importantly, as a community. Through the smoke and fire, we stayed optimistic and found the positive in the situation we were given. And I mean it when I say I am more than proud of us as the class of 21 and as a community. As freshmen, we shouldn't have had to go through and experience what had happened to us, but we shouldn't have had to feel everything we felt and still feel to this day. We knew everything was going to change, but we didn't know how. We knew it was going to affect us all, but we didn't know in what way. But we shouldn't let it change who we are, and we shouldn't let it control us or our lives, and we won't. January of 2018 affected us, but this moment also will. Take this moment right now and grasp it and hold on to it. Recognize your accomplishments and what got you to this very moment to where you're sitting in that chair. Recognize and celebrate your friends' accomplishments, your classmates' accomplishments. You might disagree or shrug this off, but one day you're going to remember this exact moment. You're going to look back at your high school days, and you're going to look back on feeling every emotion you've ever felt whenever you first get your diploma. You're going to remember what's going to happen after this ceremony is over. Once you walk out these doors, that's it. Once you take one step outside, you're officially an MCHS graduate. You're not going to walk back in those doors as an official student, but as an alumni of MCHS. Tell me, how does that feel? How does that sound? To me, it feels amazing. It feels like these past 4 years of work weren't for nothing. Everything you ever did led you to this moment, so enjoy it. I want to finish off with a quote from New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Change takes courage. Everything changed January of our freshman year. It was hard and it was difficult. It even felt impossible at first, but we stood up as one and changed for the better. Sophomore year was full of changes, moving everything in the school, renovations every single day, classroom changes, and the huge box in the middle of the commons that was the staircase now, and more. But again, we adapted and changed for the better. It's the same thing with junior and senior year. Halfway through junior year, the school shut down and switched to NTI because of COVID-19 cases. I clearly remember getting that one Twitter notification that ruined my social life. When COVID-19 hit, there was nothing but change, not just for us, but for everybody around the world. Senior year brought the exact same thing, and COVID-19 wasn't and still isn't going away anytime soon. Turns out school and math don't mix well, but we were enduring the foggy glasses and 6 feet apart rule. Change is hard, and it does take courage. And every time you feel down, or feel like whatever is going on with you is impossible to get through or overcome, or if you feel too weak, I want you to think back on that quote. If you don't think you have the courage to overcome it or find the light, then let me tell you something, you do. You've had it all your lives, it just took a while to find it. There's no other group that I would want to graduate with other than you, the class of 21. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome Carly Jones to the podium.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and classmates. While I've spent the last 4 years roaming the halls of Marshall County, I'm sure many of you have never seen my face. My name is Carly. To some of you, I'm a classmate, or a student, or a family member. But the most important role I have played for the past 4 years is being a member of the community at Marshall County High School. The time has finally come. The time when parents, siblings, and grandparents sit through a ceremony that is hours long to come out with one blurry picture of their senior walking across the stage in a very unflattering hat. The time when you get to listen to me speak for what probably seems like an eternity, and the time that could very possibly be the last moment when we will all be together as a class. The word perseverance is defined as persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. This word perfectly defines the class of 2021's high school experience. This has been a senior year like no other. We have powered through mask wearing, online learning, and socially distanced classes. I have a hard time recognizing people I've known since kindergarten after only seeing half of their face for so long. We found ourselves dealing with cases of both COVID-19 and senioritis. We spent weeks in quarantine wondering whether or not life would ever go back to normal. And what did we do through it all? We persevered. We spent part of our junior year experiencing some type of normalcy, and just when we thought finally our upperclassmen years would be full of ordinary days, we went on lockdown. Our class's first pandemic. We learned all about video conferencing and everyone's favorite NTI Day fixture, Zoom. With our first prom canceled and the last months of our junior year spent in isolation, we looked to the future and we persevered. Sophomore year, the most awkward year of them all. The school building that we had come to know so well underwent many transformations. We grappled with learning to carry all of our books in our arms rather than our backpacks while still never opening our lockers. We rejoiced in the fact that we were no longer freshmen. We knew we still had years of learning and growth ahead of us, and we persevered. A mere 1,370 days ago, we walked into Marshall County High School as bright-eyed freshmen. We dealt with constant jokes and felt the struggles of navigating what seemed to be an insanely large campus. We clung to each other as we went through an experience that no one should ever have to go through. We persevered as we learned what it truly means to be Marshall strong. We at Marshall County High School are a community of unique people with diverse interests. If this community has taught me one thing, it is that in times of trouble, we must look to each other. There's nothing quite like knowing you're a part of a group that will always uplift and encourage each other no matter what, and that is exactly what this community is. You never know when will be the last time you'll see someone. When will be the last time you see a certain group of people? As I sat through my final week of high school classes last week, it dawned on me that in a few short days, I will see some people that I've spent the last 13 years with for the very last time. I realized that soon I will have to say my last goodbye. I've always hated the concept of goodbye. Goodbye implies that you're leaving, for good. Goodbye does not insinuate that there will be any type of reunion or hello in the near future. Goodbye leaves no room for hope. Today, we are not saying goodbye to Marshall County High School, because we will continue to remember the lessons we have learned here for the rest of our lives. We are not saying goodbye because we are saying hello to the new opportunities our time spent here has given us. So, as this chapter of our lives comes to a close, I want to remind you all to cherish every moment. Take every opportunity you have to grow as you all join new communities beyond Marshall County. Make more memories, persevere through the difficult times, and tell loved ones just how much they mean to you. Stay true to yourself and what you believe in because, as a personal icon of mine, Elle Woods, once stated, being true to yourself never goes out of style. Thank you all for the past 4 years. Congratulations, class of 2021. I am so excited to see what you all will accomplish. At this time, I would like to welcome Gabby Lovett to the podium.
When I sat down to write this speech, just last night actually, that pretty much describes my whole high school career, I really didn't know what I was going to say. It's really hard to fit 4 long years into a short 3 to 4 minute speech. So I decided to take a walk down memory lane. And like many of you, that journey was filled with the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. However, there was one year that stuck out to me in particular, and it's probably not the year many of you were expecting. Our sophomore year here at MCHS stood out to me because it was entirely normal, well, besides the construction. I could not recall a single significant event that happened while we were in school that year. But the funny thing is, that's probably how it should be. While normalcy defined the academic careers of all of those who came before us, and more than likely those who will come after us, It's certainly not the word I would use to describe our experience at Marshall County High School. We bore witness our freshman year to a horrific and indescribable tragedy, but also experienced our community, state, and country rally together in a way that I never knew was possible. We lost half of our junior year and much of our senior year to an unprecedented global pandemic and are likely the only people to ever wear masks in the halls of this school. Nothing about our experience has been normal. Here we are at the end of senior year, preparing to walk across the stage and say goodbye to Marshall County High School forever. I think saying that the class of 2021 has long surpassed normalcy would be an understatement. With the combined 18 regional titles, 13 state championships, 11 of which were contributed by Jay and Sophie alone, and with 12 athletes signed to continue their academic and athletic careers collegiately, I believe we are one of the most well-decorated graduating classes in the state of Kentucky. We helped revive a dead pep club, proceeded to be named the best student section in the state, and gained respect from schools all across Western Kentucky for our school spirit and pride. We are being awarded over $3 million in scholarships and are attending universities all across the country. As I stand in front of you today, I challenge each and every one of you to be more than normal. I challenge you to go out and leave your mark. Whether you're going off to college with all new faces, fearlessly joining the military, beginning in the workforce, or staying close to home, I have just one thing to ask you. How are you going to leave your legacy and make a difference? How are you going to make someone remember you? We left our mark here at MCHS. Now it is time to leave your mark on the world. Although our time at MCHS has come to a close, our time to be empowering leaders has not. I challenge you to leap into the next chapter of your life and continue to prove to people that you are capable of success. Marshall has prepared you for this in a way no other school could. As the next chapter of your life begins, I want you to remember two things. Number one, remember the people sitting beside, in front, and behind you. Although we will all be going our separate ways, we share a strong bond that can never be broken, regardless of how far apart we are. Secondly, remember this. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. What I'm asking from each of you and from myself is to meet those challenges with your head held high and your heart wide open. There is no mountain too high for you to climb. Before I conclude, I just want to say to my dad, I cannot thank you enough for being the best role model, leader, and friend to me, my friends, and our entire class. I love you so much and can't wait to see where you go next. Lastly, class of 2021, no matter how non-normal these past 4 years have been, the character, strength, determination, and ability to make the most out of every situation we have shown will take us to unimaginable heights. Thank you for making these past 4 years the greatest 4 years of my life.
At this time, the Marshall County Choir, under the direction of Mrs. Jessica Adams, will present Lord Bless You and Keep You by Jay Althouse.
Almighty bless your world. May all your days be bright. May angels always be nearby to help you through the night. May all the things you're wishing for and all your dreams come true. May every gentle wind that blows bring peace and joy and happiness. Bring happiness to you. May love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. May love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home.
We are now ready to honor each of these remarkable graduates, and we ask that you continue to uphold the integrity of this event by honoring these requests. We ask that photographers, other than those from the media, please take pictures from your seats. In order to maintain the respect of all graduates, we ask that the audience refrain from whistling, yelling, or applauding for individual graduates during the presentation of diplomas. We want to make sure that we can hear the names of all graduates. After the conferring of diplomas, let's all join together and celebrate the accomplishments of all of our graduates. We seek your cooperation to ensure this special time in your family's life will be a dignified memory for a lifetime to come. Will the first row please approach the stage?
Carly Jo Jones. Hadley Renee Pierce. Olivia Grace Lepisto. Mady Kaylin Cyrus. Peyton Alexis Gresham. Bailey Ann Pritchett. Kiefer Ian Court. Kendall Brooke Cebulski. Morgan Elaine Henson. Kenzie Lee Story. Jay Harrison Nimmo. Gabrielle Grace Lovett. Sophie Addison Galloway. Ethan Bradley Morgan. Lane Elizabeth P. Caden Bruce Driver. Riley Jean Piercefield. Gwendolyn Isabella Harmon Broadley. Madeline Blaine Goins. Bailey Nicole Strader. Brady Ross Dalen Ives. Mackenzie Rose Elkins. Parker Robert Carrick. Madison Brooke Clark. Presley Ann Jezik. Brady Allen Miller. Drake Colton May. Kaysen Shay Connor. Kinley Page Edwards. Jackson Dale Story. Mary Grace Thompson. Ian Jack Thompson. Skylar Bryce Daughters. Tyler Franklin Treese. Ryan Keith English. Anna Grace Knowles. Isabella Sinlon Barrett. Elizabeth Grace Freeman. Kendall Ann Drennan. Shelby Morgan Lamb. Sarah Nicole Stokes. Ethan James Morrison. Madison Rose Holman. Jackson Bradley Miller. Madeline Faye Darnell. Whitley Page Watwood. Kaylee Page Blackford. Christina Marie Murphy. Grady Lee Ward. Hannah Nicole Griffey. Aniston Lane Kinsey. Pacey Joe Hobbs. Faith Kennedy K. Pratt. Shelby Ann Spencer. Megan Raquel Park. Paxton Thomas Perry. Caleb Stephen Nichols. Chloe Marie Newton. Savannah Blake Hairgrove. Tyler Jacob Dunn. Felicity Ann Garland. Clayton Thomas Hale. Chase Braden Gibbs. Jacob Thomas Brown. Abigail Reese Rundles. Josie Brooke Hobbs. Savannah Nicole Smith. Abigail May Tempe. Dawson Wayne Martin. Kobe Lane Wyatt. Isaiah Ryan Kirby. McKenna Claire Mott. Kayla Marie Westfall. Sophia Vladimirovna Puchkova. Emma Kate Nelson. Garrett Thomas Parker. JoJo Thomas. Mia Jaco. Camden Lane McLeod. Benjamin Guy Burkeen. Audra Catherine Fight. Ellie Nicole McIntyre. Alexis Jordan Ratcliffe. Jonathan Robert Sills. Jacob Anthony Gray. Mason Riley Minch. Macy Ann Brown. Clara Alice Bradley. Nicholas Tyler Mile. Madison Nicole Rhodes. Drake Scott Butler. Peyton Metallica Phelps. Tatum Lee Edwards. William Breyer Cornwell. Mark Allen Russell. Caleb Halter. Emily Lauren Littlejohn. Catherine Renee Fisk. Victoria Faith McCracken. Abigail Jolie Joyner. Braden Anthony Trammell. Megan Rose Mensinger. Amelia K. Stevens. Audrey Shea Hicks. Seth James Adams. Leela Jean Free. Pratik Sunil Patel. Raven Mackenzie Winstead. Christine Gabrielle Cole. Colby Joe Boyd. Carla Melissa Nearing. Brianna Janelle Ferguson. Serena Lynn Tomasi. Anley Paige Jones. Savannah Grace Fulgham. Sydney Grace Riley. Griffin Cole Darnell. Kinley Faye Luxick. Kaylin Rose Forsyth. Caden Ryan Renahan. Chase Thomas Thompson. Caleb Garrett Hassa. Kelson Gray Duffy. Cameron Dale Sullivan. McKinley Ray Hamlet. Boyd Allen Johnston. Chloe Ann Chandler. Madison Page Warren. Raymond Douglas Humphrey. Dustin Lane Chilton. Brianna Faith Dudley. Allison Taylor Hooks. Caitlin Brooke Thomason. Chesney Joe Story. Hope Marie Frizzell. Riley Kane Norris. Samantha Jane Short. Harley Brooke Alexander. Bennett Lee Combs. Brooklyn Ruth Pratt. Evan Dale Oakley. Emily Catherine Connor. Gavin Reese Miller. Carson Lee Ives. Ryder Thomas Ballantyne. Ellie Catherine Phelps. Isabella Dawn Hodges. Alexis Michaela Miller. Eli Marcus Hyatt. Alexander Thorne Warmoth. Abby Blair Hurst. Michael Tyler Johnston. Caden Chase Jameson. William Curtis Chambers. Courtney Page Whitley. Trevor Clark Comer. Darcy Lynn Smith. Stephen Lane Parks. Hunter James Bumgardner. David James Powell. Connor Blake Brown. James Eli Jones. Joshua Walter Fuller. Travis Reed Morris. Tristan Cody Johnson. Manuel Alexander De Leon. Cameron Eli Wyatt. Avery Ryan Minter. Samuel Adam Mann. Joseph Long. Dylan Russell Larkin. Jonathan Lance Presley. Clint Dotson. Jonathan Russell. Connor Riley Dunnigan. Jason Dale McPherson. Luna Gamblin. Dean Curtis. Madison Nicole Straight. Mark Braden Schroeder. Emma Grace Poe. Alexander Cole Avilis. Zachary Clay Bates. Cody Lee Warmoth. Davis Lynn Smith. Nathan James Monroe. Seth Henry Nelson. Lonnie Dale Odom. Austin Lane Estes. Colby Levi Jones. Ethan Tyler Dervidge. Colin Jones. Barrett Miles Guthrie. Pearson Scott Sawyers. David James Stover, Jr. Nash Rains Brazier. Eric John Hicks. Hunter Rain Basham. Corbin Bryant Green. Kirsten Leanne Riddle. Caitlin Grace McLeod. Simone Richey Cavett. Mary Bella James. Sydney Joe Canup. Taylor Nicole Canup. Sabrina Joe Hale. Kylie Brooke Fagan. Trevor Allen Haynes. Kaysen Jace Miller. Brianna Wilson. Haley Case. Gabriel Wingard. Lane Edward Pfizer. Paul Ronald Bradley Megson. Kayla Marie Dowell. Jerica Moriah Freeman. Abigail Huffmaster. Layla Faye Pickett. Chloe Lee Kennedy. Natalie Grace Bauer. Reagan Malachi Pennington. Madison Ann Reed. Mackenzie Brooke Plunkett. Brian Wayne Ligon. Haley Jade Elizabeth Shackelford. Richard Crosby. Samara Davis Martis. Dylan Chase Moore. Tyler Wayne Prince. Aiden Patrick. Anthony Jamal Hargrove. Keaton Lee Flint. Joshua Dean Mauser. Kobe Tristan Sennett. Clayton Anthony Roberts. Allison Lynn Chester. Aubrey Lynn Dennison. Isabella Jane Runkle. Corbin Allen Brandon. Caitlin Nicole Ingalls. Kimberly Lynn Woods. Michael Ray Hovis. David Lee Bedwell. Mason Tatum. Marina Tatum. Lily Abigail Dunn. Jordan Lindsay Harrell. Dylan Gray Phillips.
Mr. Trent Lovett, Superintendent of the Marshall County School System, I hereby certify to you that the students assembled for you tonight have met the requirements set forth by the state of Kentucky, the Kentucky Department of Education, and the Marshall County Board of Education, and I offer them to you for your consideration as high school graduates of the class of 2021.
Thank you. For some reason or another, I've followed this class pretty closely over the years. It's been a pleasure watching you grow from young children into outstanding young adults. You see, we started this journey together 13 years ago. You as kindergarten students and me as a rookie superintendent. So we grew and we learned together. Thank you for your perseverance, your resiliency, and leadership you have shown over the last 4 years. Your freshman year, we had a tragedy like no other. Your sophomore year, we had construction. Your junior and senior years were marred by the COVID virus. It's a shame that you have not been able to enjoy your high school years like you should have. I want you to know I admire you, I respect you, and I appreciate you for all you have done for Marshall County High School and the Marshall County School District. The light has been shining on you very brightly over the last few years, and you've handled it tremendously. I look forward to watching where your futures take you. At this time, will the candidates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Kentucky Department of Education, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the Marshall County Board of Education, on this, the 14th day of May, 2021, I hereby declare you graduates of Marshall County High School. Congratulations. We wish you success and happiness for the future. May God bless each one of you.
Congratulations, graduates. Thank you to our friends and family. Friends and family, if you will please rise for our recessional.